Get live.
Hi.
Get loud. Get local, Minnesota. You're listening to Get Local MN, the radio show, and I'm your host with no coast, Pasty. And I'm here tonight with none other than Mankatos' own Professor Fresh.
Yeah. Did you drop the white, homeboy?
I did.
Shit.
2019, you can't do that really.
But didn't you spell it with the Y? And what about...
I did. It was spelled very different. W-H-Y-T.
That's a cumbersome name, bro.
It is. It is.
That's got some girth to it.
But everybody called me Pasty anyway, so if I just go to Pasty, it's like...
I call you Paste Stub.
Paste Stub.
No, I never call you that.
Pastry Wheat.
I call you Trish the Dish. Anyway, yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
All right. Glad you could drive all this way.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So what's up? What's up?
Not much. What's going on? Heard you been mowing some lawns, huh?
I mow a lawn or two.
New favorite pastime?
Kind of. You know, it pays the bills. Fun story. I'll just tell you. I've got a really dear friend named Chris, and his mom is awesome. Her name is Linda. And when I was a kid, we had some neighborhood, kind of struggles with, his younger brothers. And they're great guys, too. They're great guys. But anyway, we walk home from school and be kind of like schoolyard brawl and shit. And one day, I was, messing with them. And, I tried to cut past their house. And his mom, cut me off. And she's like, hey, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. And I'll never forget that. And it's funny because, now I'm, very good friends with them. And, every time I see Linda, she'll be like, this is Al. I got to tell you this story. And she tells, all her friends the story. And she's like, he's a big rapper now. Do some raps. And his ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. She's the best. She still lives in the same place. She'll say it to me every time. Yep. Yeah, the old neighborhood. They called me Alfalfa, Alabama, algae, a bunch of Al stuff. There's a lot of stuff. One guy called me earache, which didn't fit the aesthetic, but here we are. And
it's been a long career.
Yeah.
Pushing 20 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I get older, I get better and more.
Oh yeah, the quality is
unparalleled.
Unparalleled.
Well, practice makes close to perfect. And so I'm going to continue that.
There you go.
But yeah.
So, in the last couple of years, seemingly all since about 2017, you've been on a hot streak.
That's one way to put it.
Just album after album after album, whether it be solo projects or group projects. It all started with Lost Dog.
Yeah, Lost Dog. That's really an interesting thing because in all reality, I kind of lost my confidence. And I wouldn't say, in my ability to record, which was really interesting because it was paired with some electronic malfunctions. My microphone started to, slip, And, when you get that, it's like, are you hearing that? I'm kind of meticulous in that world, and you got a much finer tooth thought on the matter than most people, right?
Yeah.
So you might just think you're kind of going crazy. Well, I had a mixture of my equipment, which was the old lunatic stuff, all kind of just, getting old and wearing out, and so I sat there very stagnant for a number of years, and it really took something like Lost Dog to kick it back in action. Not to say I ever quit writing raps, and I always did feature songs the whole time, which was a saving grace, and still got shows, which was really great. But yeah, one day I kind of put the feelers out there for booking the 427 barbecue, and Be Known hit me up yo, we should make a group for the 427 barbecue. And I was like, okay. And we did. And it was super fun. And Eric, Be Known is another classic example of a mismatched personality set with me. I mean, I'm an interesting cat just in general. I can't believe I call myself a cat. I'm an interesting guy just in general. And Josh kind of a bro. It's funny I said Josh because I'm also going to come back to Marinas on that. Eric is kind of a bro in a great way. Don't get me wrong. And so is Josh. And they're my bros. But needless to say, we come from kind of different walks of life. But not really. It's not like they're, yacht club members.
Right.
I mean, Josh Marinas is getting Super Juggalo famous again, but that's a different story altogether, and more power to him.
Super gathering.
Super.
Team bad decision.
Yeah. So it was neat that kicked that off, the Lost Dog stuff, and it was so much fun to play. Like, oh my God, so much fun. So
I know we performed that first 427 barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Lost Dog. We got to see your first performance.
Oh, yeah. Down
as a duo on stage.
What a weird show that was.
That was, it was an interesting venue.
Yeah.
It was good times, though.
Yeah, I really like it. We
of good
basically
artists.
played for 1 year, Lost Dog, because, like, pretty much our last show was the next 427 barbecue. And I saw Eric the other day. I saw his girlfriend even more recently. It was her birthday. She came to my show. She didn't stay. They left. It was her birthday. They were out. It happened to be in, like, their hometown, which was funny. Like, I get there and they're like, "Hell, Eric might show up." And I'm like, cool. That'd be awesome. The fun thing about the Lost Dog stuff, too, was, like, I made it when I was really listening to Run the Jewels a lot, which I still listen to Run the Jewels, but, like, it was, like, I think number 3 had just come out, and I was, like, really into it. And so I really felt, I don't know, I wanted something like that. So, like, being a producer-rapper pair like they were really was inspiring. And coolly enough, that's words, at Soundset this year, right before Run the Jewels, I ran into Eric, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, so that was really neat. And I think he kind of felt that connection, too. So, like, to, like, go and watch Run the Jewels, I know he was like, damn. Lost Dog. Lost Dog. And, Lost Dog. You know it's called Lost Dog? Because one time Eric called me all freaking out about this dog he found in the middle of the winter, and, like, his legs didn't work, and then he took he took, like, a dump on Eric's, like, kitchen floor. We found his home, and had we not found him, he would have probably died. He was a very old dog that had just kind of gotten out. Sanders was his name. Sanders. And through the magic of social networking, we found his owner, who was working an overnight shift, and was very happy to find we found his dog in the morning. Lost Dog.
There you
go. Funny story. We named Shotgun because middle of the night, Hazardous called me and said, "I found this shotgun," and
His legs don't work.
His legs don't work, and it took a dump on my kitchen floor.
So then let's not ask how you came up with Full Belly Man.
Oh, boy, that one's even better. It's Ken.
Was that? Yeah.
He found himself. Needless to say, rap was just something to do to look the other way. Oh, yeah. No, that Full Belly Man stuff, I tell you what, man, you should probably resurrect the Northern Lights, because that kid is fun to rap with.
Oh, yeah. No, we've had endless great times as the Northern Lights. And Northern Lights isn't something that's done.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I like to light a little fire.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Spark that joint.
Well, I mean, do an album with my rap partner. That lights a fire.
Yeah, it's really neat, man. I've gotten to become very good friends with Kenny doing this, and or Ken. I call him Kenny, but apparently in the adult world he's Ken.
Yeah, industry. It's on his shirt.
That's what I'm saying. Landowner.
Yeah.
Ken.
Next it'll be Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth from Connecticut. Ken with an N. He's good people. He's good people. He refuses to let me be negative, which is weird because most of my songs are like, "Fuck you" and "eat shit." Then he comes over and we're like, "Let the good times roll," and like green lights and stuff. And yeah, it's good. It's real good. Real good.
Yeah. No, I'm loving seeing the play off of you two.
Yeah.
It's very opposites. But I think that's all your duo projects you've been doing lately.
Yeah, they're all different. They're all very different. Hi. This is another reason we named Lost Dog, because we got a dog that won't stop being loud.
She's so lost right now without you.
But that's not you. Go lie down. With or without you, I'm from Mankato, and we have a rib fest down there, and Brett Michaels came last year.
Ooh, Brett Michaels.
Yeah, we get Vince Neil this year, which is weird because they're kind of like, I think those two guys would fight.
Yeah.
But I think about Brett Michaels a lot.
That would be a good celebrity death match.
Oh man, I think about Brett Michaels a lot because, for one, Flesh and Blood was a really influential record for me. It has On Skinny Bop on it. Fuck. Something to Believe In. He's like all crouched down in that video in some cold thing. Give him something to believe in. It's really good.
I don't think I've ever seen the video.
Oh, dude. He's all crouched down in this thing and he's cold. It's like, I don't know where. It's almost like he's in like a tunnel that's a cooler. And he's got cowboy boots and, he's like this.
Translates real well for a podcast, yes.
I'll give him
that's how we'll
something
pose
to
for the
believe
post-show
in.
selfie.
Yeah. Brett Michaels, I'm also a big fan of his diabetes, and I don't mean to say that callously because diabetes is a vicious disease, but he really fucking milks that shit up on that Rock of Love. And it's funny, like, I don't know, did you ever watch Rock of Love?
No.
What?
No.
What?
Not really, I've never been a cable-having man.
Of Love type of guy?
No.
Well, we'll get back to, like, I Love New York in a minute, but, like, Rock of Love, okay, so, like, you get the gist, right? Like,
yeah.
It's Brett Michaels with a bunch of sluts in a mansion,
yeah.
and they do stuff, and he bangs them. But
everybody makes money.
Yeah, but the dope shit about it is, like, he'll take them out dune buggy racing out in the desert, and, like, the whole time it's his time to drive the dune buggy. They're cruising around, she's getting flopped around and shit, and then it's, like, her time. He's like, oh, my diabetes. And then they have to call it quits. Like, it's like clockwork. His diabetes acts up. And I'm not saying it's not true, because he's excited in these episodes, but it's, like, formulaic, and the girl never gets to drive the dune buggy because, and also, like, I don't know if you saw it, like, when he was hospitalized and then his pictures, he had the bandana on.
Yes.
He wouldn't have that bandana on. That's dark, though. I don't mean to poke fun at deadly diseases.
Well, I mean, he uses it to his advantage.
But yeah, they're selling it.
Yep.
It's like, how are we going to sell this show? Sex, drugs, and diabetes.
Rock and roll's dead.
Yeah.
Died of diabetes.
It is funny though, that show, like, has made him reality show famous to the point that he can, like, do big, like, not to say that Ribfest is like where Poison once was when they were an arena rock band, but, like, he fills that shit out and he does well.
Oh yeah.
He does well.
Yeah, no, when I lived in Redwood Falls, he'd sell out the casino.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah, and he does like 4 or 5 places in Minnesota. Like, makes the rounds and, like, sells them out. Because I'm sure he was in Mankato, like, the next night. Probably in, like, Minneapolis. Actually, he probably doesn't play Minneapolis. Hits up, like, the Rib Fests and the casinos. You know, speaking of casinos, I was just over at, what's that one with the tropical Treasure Island?
Treasure Island.
I went there for a rap show the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was okay. I saw Ice-T, who's, like, my favorite. Hey. There's this crazy dog here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry. I love him.
Him. There you go.
Is it a her?
It's a her.
Fuck, dude.
She's a Brie.
Dude, it's cool, though. It's the 90s.
There you go.
Yeah. I could call your dog
I
whatever.
suppose I shouldn't assume the gender of the
Yeah,
dog.
did it tell you?
No.
I'm a little embarrassed to be on this now.
She's never had children, so...
Yeah, right? She has not defined herself with that. It's the 90s. It's a different day and age, man. You know, the 90s. It's...
Times are progressive.
Yeah.
Progressive rock.
Yeah. Roller skates are in line.
There you go.
Pastels are out. Hot pink is hot
Yeah.
this summer. I was a cool kid in the 90s. Graduated in the 90s. Just the end of it.
Those Hornets windbreaker jackets. Starter.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was Bulls guy myself. Had a lot of Bulls.
I had a Hornets one when I was a kid, and then just a couple of years ago, I got gifted the same jacket I had when I was a child, and I get to hold on to it for a couple of years. I'm going to make my kids wear the hell out of it.
The Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
It's purple.
Yes.
Sweet.
Blue, like